Hey, what's going on, guys? Praise Space Doggo. Hopefully doing all right. I should put a pumpkin on who? On Omichio? I mean, it's almost a pumpkin. Anyway, I'm gonna be playing more Encased today. I want to plug in this battery charger. Hang on. And there we go, plugged in. Um, I'm trying to prep up to do pumpkin floating through space. Oh God, I haven't opened this After Effects scene. Well, that's not true. I opened up this After Effects scene for the charity because I wanted to grab the stars out of it. The star generation that's floating towards me, or us. Um, so I had to actually go in and remove a whole bunch of stuff, everything but the stars. So I guess I could replace the spaceman with a pumpkin, but yes, there was a new map for Payday. I don't know if or when I will pick it up. However, only one person really needs to grab it. But eventually, long list of things to do. Sorry, where? Yes, technically the astronaut is not. So the stars are 3D mapped, like in a plane, and the nebulae in the background are 3D mapped as well. So this is actually two separate, obviously, but the 3D mapped um, effects. So that's actually emulating 3D and movement and all that. And if I take Oh, where is my? There it is. If I take this and scrub through it, like it moves. It's slow, but it moves. You know what I mean? And so that's all. That's actually, if you want to say zooming through, it's going through. It just repeats. I mean, if you look at the center where the spaceman is, that little green bump right there. If I just go back out right to here, there's another green bump. So it's not really that big, but it's enough, and it's slow enough that you don't really notice it too much, but it does progress. The spaceman, however, is the spaceman is massive. The spaceman, however, just literally scrolls left to right across the screen. It is, if you look behind certain parts of the effect, so you can see it's behind that red part of the nebulae and in front of the green there, but it's not really mapped that way. And it literally, it's going left to right and it's getting a little bit bigger. It doesn't actually do any yeah, it scales, but it's on a layer. Basically, like I said, remember I was pointing out how like you can see the blue on the right repeats and the green on the left repeats. Those are just layers on top of each other, and it's just zooming through. It's a video basically because I already compressed those down into a video. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. What's going on, Palm? Sorry. I mean, stop cooking when I'm streaming. Like I just went and got a enchilada for lunch, dinner, whatever meal that was. Let me launch Encased again. Yeah, maybe one day I can open the After Effects file on stream. Today is not that day. Yeah, it was all right. What the fuck? I'm not even joking. Like, I'm looking at my Steam. I don't even know how I would show this to you. I have my Steam list over here, and like random things on this list were like blinking. I wasn't moving the mouse, so it's not even like the mouse was like going over shit. It was just like boop 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 was blinking. I don't know how in the hell it was doing that. I'm eating them again. I mean, I didn't make them this time. I bought them this time, but yes, I did have more. Was that upside down? No, it was just smaller. Okay. So I am trying out this camera again. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna buy it. Off my coworker, but in order to get such a nice picture, I actually have the light cranked in here, and so getting used to that's a little bit different. Excuse me. It's quite a bit different actually. 'Cause normally I had the lights running at about 10%, and now I have them running at 100%. I look higher quality. Yeah, it's a significant quality increase. Oh, there's a dude. Oh, it's Crumb. I was gonna say there's a dude hiding back here. A significant quality increase. Yeah. Oh, so I didn't actually look to see what I needed to do. Repair 60. So how do I increase my repair? That's what I was asking last time, and I could not find it. Hmm. Let's see. I want to look it up now. All right. Well, I saw someone getting in a argument with the devs over repairability. Other than that, there's like literally like no options in Google. Also, apparently weapons do have durability. Where do I see that? It doesn't say anywhere where it's. All right, Frey, have a good one. All right. Well, I'm not looking for that. Repair 60. I can get those other pieces. Is that repair 60? I don't know if I have or if I can get. Defense, fortitude, resilience, mechanical resistance, energy, blah, blah, blah. That's all resistances. That's not what I want. Is there an ability that's repairability? Maybe that's what it is. More spikes. Oh, it's repair. I have repair. Energy resistance plus 15 while tipsy, plus 30 while wasted. God. 4D printing. So I have the repair ability, but it said repair of 60. Does that mean my tech needs to be 60? Or my repair skill, I'm assuming, is what it would be. Where's my repair skill? That's throw a wrench, not repair ability. But the repair is not an active skill I can use, apparently. This is what gets me like tripped up. Like what? Check. Throw a wrench. Repair. Active ability. Active ability. But it's not one I could add to the hotbar. Yeah, see, that's so looking at some of the questions in the I guess the community hub. What do they call it? Not the community hub. The discussions on Steam. Someone was like, "How do I repair weapons when they break? My durability went to 0." And a dev is like, "You can't do that yet," which is obviously a really old question. But there's a ton of other weapons. And they got in an argument with the dev about how shitty of an answer that was. But yeah, that question was old. I just don't. Can't access the repair ability. I have 94 points base in the tech tree and cannot use the repair active ability, allegedly available after 30 points. There's nothing I see that can tell me there's another skill I have to take. Blah, blah, blah. I need help on this. Make sure you meet or exceed the other criteria. That's my point, is they tell me, blah. Make sure you have all the parts. So the skills described an active skill. All their active skills are icon on the belt, you know. There's no, you know. Yeah, October 12th, yesterday. So there's definitely people looking for the repair skill. My guess is that this needs to be 60 as well. I need like sunglasses. Apparently there's a lot of quests, which I've seen this as well, that don't give you experience when they should. That's classic. In April 2020, they'll remove durability. Yeah, that kind of tracks, because if I go into my weapon here and I do overview, there's absolutely nothing in here that talks about durability, so they must have removed it. However, there's still things in the environment that could be repaired, as we discussed previously. However, I don't know if I see any other questions or any other answers. Is there a way to block non-English topics? That's kind of a meta question, A. And B, it's really not that big of a deal. Just don't click on a non-English question, dude. I'm back to September here. I'm looking through these. Sometimes you find reviews that are just like like dumb. The title of this is "What a Scam! It Screams Refund." Which, by the way, this is not where you review games. This is where you ask questions. And they skipped character creation because it's a boring waste of time, and quoting them. But anyway, here we go. Immediately sense something that was lacking. I'm told to go talk to a certain person, but there's no quest markers, arrows, nothing. How am I supposed to complete my quest? Like, do you need fucking like a pointer to point to them? Like, I to be honest, kind of like having that, but I'm not like dying without it. Like, we've done a good job so far finding everything. Yeah, that doesn't give me any answers though. No, my only real thought right now is to get the to get this tech up to 60 to do this, so not a bad thing. I mean, energy damage, I'm not really using energy weapons, but yeah. This actually would be nice, the tool juggler, but I don't really use it all that often. I like this icon, very nice. Crazy taxi arrow, yeah. Skyrim ruined people. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree that you shouldn't need to have it. I like it. You know, yeah. Go ahead, call me a weenie, but I'm not saying I need it. Obviously I'm playing this game and I'm doing fine. I don't like necessarily like the trail, the like sparkly trail that leads you somewhere, but I do like having an icon on the map. I mean, at the very least, what would be cool is if your current quest marker had it, so you can turn off the quest markers if you want to or whatever, you know? But speaking of quests, let's see where we just were. The heat's rising. Right. We were doing this. We were working our way down through the floors here. Did I go through residence? I did. I was on level 7. Yeah, I did everything but level 7. But yeah, I'm not at all disagreeing with you, doggo. People have gotten pretty used to. Oh, I like the constant radiation tick. People have gotten pretty used to things being like laid out for them. A short gray-eyed orange is spinning some valves into the red zone. Neither the crackle of the Ceres dosimeter nor the warning signs around him seem to bother him. He stops you. Hey, don't stand in my light, okay? Ask what he's doing in a high radiation area without protective equipment. The worker grunts in his contempt. And why not? At the safety lecture, they told us harm from radiation is greatly exaggerated, so everything's hunky-dory. No worries. Silently show him the reading of the dosimeter. The worker doesn't find the numbers particularly impressive. What do I need that gadget for? Management would never risk my health. My work is too useful. You'd better get back to work yourself and stop pestering people. Oh, good. I like the constant radiation that we're receiving. Oh, he's getting it, not me. Oh, okay. I don't give a shit about him. Clayton Montgomery.
Hello.
A dusty, disheveled man turns to you. His badge reads, Clayton Montgomery, electrician. He holds a Saros operating system command guide in his hand. Montgomery eyes you with an expression of infinite fatigue. No. I don't know when it'll be ready. Not sure it will happen at all. And now, dear sir, if you don't mind, please leave the room. I have work to do. Good day. Ask what he's talking about. I was called on my scheduled day off to repair a system which I have nothing to do with. I understand you don't care about this box. You're more interested in Magellan's power supply to be restored. But alas, I myself am in the dark on this subject. He speaks with a strong British accent. Oh, you should have said that at the top. I could have whipped out my strong British accent. Go west, turn right at the big rock, spin 3 times clockwise, spit under your right foot, and go in that direction, yeah. Tell him the box is exactly what you're interested in, as it was Russo who asked you to come here. Montgomery presses his hand to his heart. My apologies. This mainframe's been giving me a lot of grief. It's supposed to distribute current from the reactor to the emulator systems. It's working on a backup power source right now, so I can't even run the subsystems for target diagnostics. Alas, my knowledge of computers is obviously not up to this task.
See ya.
Yeah. Oh, fun spending 6 hours trying to figure out which rock to look under. There must be a special kind of maintenance. Controlling the system, the power system. The dull screen displays the following text: Emulator project, emergency mode. There is a table beneath with the current power display data. God. There are 2 switches besides the terminal. Inspect them. Before you are 2 large levers. Auxiliary power systems is the text above the first one. Emulator project main power. The label reports the label on the second one. Step up the terminal. You appear at the tiny lines of text on the screen. System monitoring emergency mode. Power kilowatts 1/20th. Error 27. Auxiliary system is disabled. Error 04. Insufficient power to start auxiliary system. Enter Tron, Zmorph, Genion, Gen 2 on. Oh, generator on. Generator 2 on. Light off to turn off the system backlight. Colors on. Oh, coolers on. Enter light off. You enter the command and the backlight goes out, giving you an additional 3 kilowatts of power. Not really necessary, unless you intend to carry out large-scale repairs. 4 out of 20. There we go. Enter ZMR off. You enter the command and the emergency buzzer stops. The power grid gets 2 additional kilowatts. All right. Look at that. We're a fifth of the way there. No, a quarter of the way there. We're 6/20ths of the way there. Coolers on to start the cooling system. You enter the command. Powerful fans begin to thrum from all sides. They should blow heated air from the cooling grills of the first conveyor. The amount of available system power drops by 5 kilowatts. Oh, God. Enter TR on. You enter the command. Power saving mode is enabled. Now, 1 kilowatt more is being fed to the power grid. Gen 1 on. You enter the command. The terminal reports an error. The grid lacks the power to activate the converter. All right, I'll turn off the coolers. Gen 1 on. The converter system reports an error as soon as you enter the command. The converter cannot be started without a working cooling system. You enter the command. The display gauges shutter. The grid loses 5 kilowatts, which are not necessary to maintain operation of the converter. However, as soon as the converter ramps up, it immediately produces 10 kilowatts of additional power. Ooh, all right. Cooler's on. So we have 7. Can we turn Gen 1 on? You enter the command. The display gauges shutter. The grid loses 7 kilowatts, which are necessary to maintain operation of the converter. That's okay, considering the converter itself generates as much as 20 kilowatts. There we go. I forget which lever was which. I think we wanted to pull the first lever. Inspect. The auxiliary power system. Pull the first lever. You pull the first lever. The indicator turns green. The gauges around you shudder and come back to life. A quiet, steady electric buzz fills the room. Looks like you fixed the power supply. Got it. Pull the second lever. You pull the second lever. You don't get a shock, but judging by the unchanged indicators, nothing else happened. Although the terminal is now properly configured, a malfunction in the grid is preventing you from supplying power to the emulator systems. Probably the wiring on the mechanical floor is to blame. Alright. Clayton, I sort of fixed it. Clayton is examining the mainframe manual, the dull look. You may be utterly uninterested in this gray box. However, the future of the emulator project depends on it, and the dome's future as well. I'll take a dim view of that future myself. Tell him you fixed the mainframe. The emulator can be re-energized now. Clayton presses his hand to his chest again. That's so kind of you. Let me see, please. The blue goes into terminal and studies the indicators and figures on screen. He turns back to you. If I got the diagnosis correct, you need to visit the mechanical floor under the reactor room. It could be the wiring, but there's a 99% probability that a blown fuse is to blame. Alas, I can't go myself. I have to stay and keep an eye on the figures. I'd be grateful if you took this 450 amp fuse and replaced the blown one. With a guilty shrug, the blue hands you a small device. You can tell what the devs are Russian. Yeah, I mean, judging by the amount of questions on the form thing, in Russian, I'm not surprised. Main menu user page. Hello, employee. Please enter a command to select an option. Update B. Update your Ceres database. Log out. See, this is one of the things I don't like. Like, I clicked on this. What if I don't want to update? Like, I have no way to get out of here. Connect your Ceres and enter update B to update the database. A cryptic message is displayed on the screen. Perhaps if you knew a little more about science, you could decipher what it's requiring of you. Oh, rip. Dumb science. Oh. Yep. Don't stand there, you fool. Greta Kaufman. You see a tall, young, black-winged woman with cropped hair standing guard beside the out-of-order elevator. She looks you over, chewing her gums slowly. The shiny badge on her chest reads, Greta Kaufman, Security. Tell her you need to repair some power circuits on the mechanical floor. Greta steps aside. If that's the case, get moving. Something blazed up down there recently. They say it's because of the emulator. She let me through too easily. Ah, I can make some of these. I can make 40 of these. No worries. Those actually sell for a fair amount too. I'm kind of surprised that they're so readily made. Scrap. Lockpick. I've been finding that even though I don't really want to be cold, that turning on my air conditioner at night greatly reduces the amount of like post-nasal drip and stuff that I've been getting. But I forgot to turn it off this morning after I woke up. And so it's been running all day and now I'm cold. But I don't want to get a sweatshirt. Turned it off already, but. Though the elevator looks neglected, it's apparently in regular use. A large number of dusty tracks lead from it, clearly visible on the clean floor. The elevator's control panel is dim and the door is ajar. Between the gap in the doors, you see an emergency ladder leading downwards. Squeeze into the elevator and climb down the ladder. Why are we getting into the elevator to take a ladder? Is not the whole point of the elevator to take the elevator? Use the fuse box. The switchboard is humming cozily, green indicator lights blinking. +6. Oh boy. Switchboard seems newer than the others. Looks like it was installed not that long ago. As you approach, you smell something burning. A distinct black mark is visible at the edge of the metal cover. Fuse. Change fuse. You extract the melted fuse and insert a new one. A small green indicator besides the fuse comes to life immediately. A quiet hum could be heard. Oh, it's a small rat.
Oh, hello there.
A skinny blue in a rumpled peak cap greets you as you approach. His voice is devilishly quiet. You can barely make out what he's saying. His badge reads Vito Genovese. Is he Italian? Ask about his rat. Vito lifts the rodent out of its enclosure. The body hangs limply in his hands, as if feigning death, while its eyes dart fearfully in every direction. Don't touch her. Cherry spooks easily. I know she's little, but don't worry about that. Some days she goes like a bullet out of a gun.
I hope to see you again soon.
A small rat is sitting listlessly in the corner of the cage, its white whiskers giving the occasional dispirited twitch. Not exactly what you'd call champion material. I just couldn't see them. They were just down here a little bit. I didn't want to block the light. This is, without a doubt, a gigantic cockroach. You can say that with 99% certainty. Nevertheless, George the Rat is painted neatly on its shiny carapace.
Oh, hello there.
The white-winged woman looks completely out of place amongst this gaggle of gamblers and breeders. But still, there she is. I don't think I said hello to you, Ware. How's it going, man? Her shiny badge says Azalea Blanchett Entomologist. A huge cockroach is perched in the enclosure at her feet, as if to confirm the title on her badge. Ask her about the cockroach. About the rat. Azalea corrects you. She squats down beside the enclosure. Technically, this is a cockroach, but in fact, George is a rat. He's transgenic. A transgenic cockroach, immune to radiation and very fast on his feet. He's also clean as a surgeon's scalpel. Performance-enhancing drugs don't work on him. You have no idea what's going on? It's all good. The white strokes the animal's glossy back. Anyway, I gave the committee all the necessary paperwork to prove he's genetically a rat, so here we are. I wonder what a scientist is doing in a place like this. She gives you a tired look in response. This is obviously something she's been asked many times before. Conducting research, earning money, generating endorphins, as my therapist recommended.
Have a good one.
Thanks. Basically, what happened was we were asked to go to this anomaly site to look at a relic. Whoa! What was that? And when we did that, we poked the relic and it kind of blew up and caused a giant anomaly storm. We went into stasis. Yeah, you remember going crazy. We went into stasis for about 2 years and then suddenly woke up and started adventuring around. So far, we've found a town where they're doing a project they're calling the Emulator Project, where they're trying to study the Maelstrom a little bit more. But they gave me a list of tasks they need to get that up and running. One of those tasks, which we're doing right now, was to restore the power at this place, Magellan Station, which sends power to the Emulator Project. So we are in the subfloor of this area trying to fix the generator for that other quest. And as we've been going on, we've been finding more quests. So there's always more to do.
Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit.
I don't remember.
Remember, our honest work will make the world a better place.
We can check.
A better place.
Let's see. You can find her. Let's see. Caravan. Yeah, no, I don't believe I did. That's what I'm doing here. Yeah, I don't think I did. Yeah. No, I remember all that too.
Glad to meet you.
A large, healthy-looking elderly man wearing a blue-wing boiler suit stands a bit apart from the others. The badge on his jacket reads, Jeffrey Gallup, Technician. He approaches you and offers his hand. Jeffrey, I'm taking bets and making sure no one breaks the rules. Cage with rat. I don't have a cage with a rat. Ask him how the races in the reactor section began. The blue pauses thoughtfully. What can I tell you? It all began as a joke back in '73. The joke got out of hand, as you can see. And now, this rat race is a real sport. He nods distractedly. Go ahead and ask. Make a bet. Gallup pulls a bundle of small blue cards from his pocket. Who are you betting on in the next race? George or Cherry? What do you guys think? George the, was it George the cockroach? Or Cherry the rat?
See ya.
Hiya. See ya.
This is from Space Rangers? Never played it. Never heard of it, to be honest. Definitely the rat.
Oh.
The judge takes your money and gives you a scrap of blue paper that says George. He points to the monochrome camera display. The races take place on a tunnel near the reactor, and we follow them on the screen. There's 4 cameras, one at the start, one at the finish, and 2 along the track. The race is about to start, so don't take your sweet time there. And one more thing. Jeffrey touches you on the elbow. We usually disappear for a while after each race. Here's the deal. If a Blackwing catches you, they're going to be a mountain of trouble. We make our bets, watch the race, take our winnings, and leave. Get it?
It was nice chatting.
Preparations for the race are going on full steam on the black and white screen. Wait for the race to start. You squeeze through the crowd and take a place in front of the screen. An obscure Russian game. Interesting. Ah, I see, Andre. Encased, the streams crashes again. The spectators are noisily discussing their race and their bets. The handlers get their animals prepped for the start. Look at the track. The narrow winding tunnel is illuminated by Christmas lights. Cardboard dividers separate the rats' lanes. 4 cameras are focused on the track. The last one hangs right above the finish. Look at the animals in the starting line. An ordinary gray rat is on the pole position. Ooh. A small plaque above the pen says this rat is called Plunger. The second lane belongs to the huge cockroach with George the Rat painted on its carapace. The third rat is so quiet and small you can't see it at first. The plaque above this rat reads Cherry. The fourth slot is occupied by a rat named Rocker, and his pen is literally rocking. The rat is dashing all over, bouncing off the walls of its cage, trying to break out and start running. The fifth pen is empty. Even the overhead light is off. Apparently, these races have even more contestants sometimes. Wait for the race to begin and watch. The preparations are coming to an end, and the handlers step back from their cages. Jeffrey takes his place by the switcher with a big red button. He's poised to raise the gates. The button clicks, and the rats and the cockroach run down the tunnel. The racers disappear from view, but reappear in the next moment on the second camera. Amazingly, Cherry's in the lead. Who would have thunk it? Antennae drooping, the cockroach stumbles in last. His owner, standing next to you, sighs disappointedly. Don't do that. I put money on him. The last racer disappears from the second camera display. A moment later, the front runner comes scampering into the third camera's display, and that rat is Rocker. Rocker is running in a zigzag pattern, as if trying to dodge enemy fire, ricocheting off the walls of the tunnel. Thanks to his incredible speed, he's got a very comfortable lead on all the other racers. Cherry, the last rodent to come into view, stops and looks up at the camera with her round, mournful eyes. After standing there for a moment, she continues the race. Judging by the burgeoning volume of the crowd, the race is coming to an end. You stare unblinkingly at the screen. The spectators hold their collective breath. The racers appear on the last camera's feed. Plunger dashes ahead and is first across the finish line. The fairy lights illuminating the racetrack flash twice to signal the end of the race. Move away. Rip.
Hi there.
Justin is walking circles around the enclosure, hands in his pockets. When your eyes meet, he calls you over with a cheeky gesture. Psst, psst, hey, don't take this the wrong way, but it's actually a tactic. Rocker Blue has said everybody would bet on the others, and bam, out of nowhere he wins. Orange tells you this is all in a confidential tone.
Bye.
Alright, I'm out of here. I think it's because I didn't go talk to him first. This elevator looks just the same as the one on the next level up. Dead control panel and partly open doors. You can see you can see the steel rungs of a fire ladder inside the shaft. Oh my god. I just gave him all the radiation from when I was downstairs. Dude's gonna get fucking toasted, dude. I figured it wouldn't calculate it while I'm here. I wonder if you take long enough to get here, if you'd just be dead already. Stage 2 radiation sickness. Rip.
Hello.
The electrician greets you with a long, firm handshake. Everything's working again. I'm so grateful. Show him the blown fuse. Clayton frowns as he examines the melted device. But this is either stupidity, gross negligence, or malfeasance. This is a 400 ampere fuse. No wonder it's blown. The Blue returns the item. Do you work with Henrietta? Then you should be the one to tell her about this find. I also strongly advise you to contact Mr. Wires, head of Blue Wing at Magellan. I'll rely on you entirely. Say you'll talk to Wires. Clayton shakes your hand again. Waste no time then.
Bye.
Toasty fuses. Pull the second switch and try to re-energize the emulator. You pull the second switch and the indicators respond with a wave of green. Another dead one lights up the panel. Oh, another dead one lights up on the panel, I see. It's done. The emulator is fully powered. Move away from the terminal. Alright, I guess we're done in this area. Brand new glossy poster with information about escalating stages of radiation sickness. Dude, you sure?
Good day to you.
Yes, Graham. Alright.
It's nice chatting.
Excuse me, I tried, dude. What does this valve do? Nothing. The terminal interface has nothing in common with the standard SAROS. You're most likely looking at an obsolete operating system. Yellow lines are scrolling upward non-stop on the screen. The cursor flickers in the command line. Terminal is scratched and weathered. Several lumps of chewing gum are stuck to the case, and the keys are slightly loose in their sockets. The familiar Kronos logo is flickering on the screen. You tap the spacebar, and the system loads the main menu. Main menu, user profile. Good day, employee. At this terminal, you will find relevant information about using workbenches and everything else you could need to be a worthy Blue Wing employee. Please select a command from the following menu. Chemist, Technician, Gunsmith, Cook, Orange Tools, Lockout. Enter Technician and read about the Technician workbenches. The committee spends enormous efforts to provide employees with the necessary material and technical base, but logistics in the conditions of the dome constantly face difficulties. Therefore, in order to optimize labor and costs, engineers are recommended to collect abandoned materials as well as remove spare parts from abandoned and damaged equipment for recycling. The technicians' workbenches placed at various facilities are equipped with all the necessary tools to ensure the possibility of creating useful technical devices from the collected materials. Can we watch him melt? I mean, excuse me. I'm going to stick around for a bit, but he was only at stage 2. It might be a little bit of time. Enter Cook. Management understands the importance of our employees' gastronomic well-being, but for numerous reasons, an individual sometimes has to provide for him or herself. That's why most facilities under the dome are equipped with their own kitchens, and where any employee with the correct clearance can exercise their cooking skills, if the necessary provisions are provided. Chemist. Timely provision of medical supplies to employees is the number one priority, but unfortunately, it is not always possible to organize it in the right time. Concerned for the well-being of its employees, the committee decided to place a standard stand with laboratory equipment at each field facility so that the White Wing staff could produce the necessary medicines on site. Gunsmith. The importance of protecting the facilities under the dome cannot be overestimated. But due to harsh conditions, the shipping of weapons and ammunition often occurs intermittently. At the numerous requests of the Black Wing employees, special technical stands were installed at the bases and stations to manufacture ammunition. Also, special technical literature is distributed among the employees, which allows them to prove the weapons they possess. Orange Tools. Many Orange Wing employees manufacture various prohibited items, which is a serious threat to collective security. Prisoners often carry lockpicks, shivs, makeshift knives, and bats with nails. Security officers and all responsible personnel are instructed to monitor the access of the Orange Wing employees to materials and ammunition to prevent their unauthorized use in any way possible. Huh. I still can only make bandages, alright. Oh, excuse me. Link Child.
Come on, Link, calm down. Good day to you.
You see 2 oranges. One of them is sitting against the wall, looking gloomy. The other pacing back and forth with his hands in his pockets, hands behind his back, excuse me. They look like they're arguing about something. The red-haired guy wearing the duct-tape spectacles notices you first. He stops pacing and offers you his hand. Doug Preston. And that sad monkey on the counter is my friend, Link Child. Idiot. The orange sitting on the floor snaps morosely. Take a closer look. The uniform of these oranges is slightly different than the standard, with fancy reflective armbands. Fancy reflective armbands with semicircular chevrons reading Special Service Team. Ask them why they're sitting here. Preston encourages you to sit down. The 3 of us, Link, Harold, and I, typically work together. His mate sighs gloomily, shaking his head. We used to work together. Doug rolls his eyes. Here we go again. Link's convinced something's bad's gonna happen to his brother Harold. Harold entered the ventilation system to replace some fuses, and he still hasn't come back yet. Preston points at the ventilation access. Could you please see if you can find Harold? I'm claustrophobic, and, Link... it's a long story. Ask why he can't do it himself. Child stares at you heavily at you. There's something in there, he responds abruptly. Doug explains. Link's convinced some dangerous creature lives in the ventilation system. Sure, why not? Doug shakes your hand. Thank you, and please be careful, just in case.
Come back again.
Gotta go climb through the vent. The fuse box is broken. The doors of the housing bent aside. You can see damaged cables within. Take a closer look. The casing has been damaged in a strange way, as if someone tried to bend the doors in every direction at once. The cables have what looks like bite marks on them, and the floor beneath is littered with bits of insulation and copper flakes. Fix it. You shut down the circuit breaker and properly insulate the damaged cables. The fuse box is functioning properly, green status lights flickering blurrily beneath the frosted glass. Damaged cables have been isolated and secured. The indicator lights burn calmly and steadily. Mm-mm. My camera is blocking that little bit.
Someone touched us? Covered our place with their scent?
A fist fight. Respect.
A little quiet. Playing that game yesterday, I was cranking.
There is outsider radiation everywhere. Someone passed through here, scattering their light around.
What? I want them to do the butt stroke on him. Instead, he like tried to shoot him. Stroked butt, good, yeah. Well, he's certainly dead. Take a picture for my memories. I'm doing alright. I'm a little tired, to be honest.
Howdy.
Preston looks at you expectantly. I'll remind you of the main point. Harold is late. I think he's replacing a fuse at the main board inside the ventilation system, but it's been way too long.
I hope to see you again soon.
Hello?
Link raises his head a bit. Psionics 30, oh god. Tell him about the violent madman in the ventilation system. This news doesn't impress the orange at all. And what about Harold, he asks. I found the body. Link clenches his jaw and shakes his head vigorously, eyes tightly shut. Fuck. He's barely able to speak. Tears fill his eyes.
Bye-bye.
Oh, we got some sleep, Space Doggo.
Hi there.
Doug responds with a long blank stare. Thanks for your help. Pity Harold had to end up that way.
Have a good one.
Remember, our honest work will make the world a better place. Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit.
Oh, it's stage 3. Sure don't want to reconsider?
Come on, don't be shy. I hope to see you again soon.
I'm curious as to how long it's going to take him to get any higher. I mean, it's still going. It's hard to see, but do we want to wait for him to heal over? I have no idea how long it'll be.
In case of damage, your life will be forfeit.
No, I don't have a bar for him. It just says radiation sickness stage 3. I don't even know. I have to go into my menu and look. I have 17 out of 1,000. I don't know what different stages there are.
Remember, our honest work will make the world a better place. World a better place.
We're getting a ton of CDC stuff, but not like actual things about the game.
Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, there was that chunk of time when I went in the basement and I got there 300 that got added to it. Look, he went from 1. He lost 1. He got 2. He lost 2. Oh, and then he got 3. I see. He lost 2 to get 3.
Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit.
I mean, we could be here for another 500 seconds or something, you know? Well, I guess if it's only if he's already, hang on. If he's already on stage 3, that means he has to have 750, right? What's going on, Palm? This guy is standing in a radiation spot and he won't move. Like, it's scripted, so he won't move. You have to like convince him otherwise. And so we're just waiting for him to see if he gets radiation sickness stage 4 and dies, or what happens. I mean, he's got to be 250 seconds is only what? 5 minutes? A little bit less than 5 minutes, so yeah, 4:10. Do I want to sit here and wait? I mean, I do, but do I? I only have like at most a half hour left. He did choose to stand there, and I did tell him it was bad. And there is a poster right here describing how bad it is. It doesn't actually say what the effects of radiation sickness are. I mean, he's not losing any health. So is it just like... maybe he just gets like detriments to his attack and resilience and stuff. Radiation eating fungi, yeah. Well, I can tell you for sure he wasn't a very fun guy after talking to him. Got him. Well, while we're waiting for this, I had asked about replacing the leather on my belt a while ago. And Nundio had gotten me some links to like replacement leather for your belt. And I finally got around to ordering it, and I received it yesterday. And so last night, I cut what I needed to cut. The way my belt works is it's one of those ones that can like twist from front to back. It's made for like a double-sided, like, you know, black on one side, brown the other. I did not get a replacement. I just got a black replacement, not a black or brown one. But anyway, so I had to cut out a little notch from the very end to fit the leather into the reciprocal? No. The part that receives it. And I also had to make 2 holes in it for the grub screws to go through. And so I did that yesterday. And then I went to go to work this morning, and I put on my pants and I put on the new belt, and it was like 4 inches too long. I couldn't properly cinch it. Is that what you call it? So when I got to work, I had to redo it. I had to take my belt off and recut it another like 4 inches shorter, and then cut the notch out of it, and then cut the holes. And skinny? No, not. I'm not gonna make any claims to that. It's just a new belt. Did I just make a new belt? Yeah, I mean, effectively, yeah. The buckle's still my same one. I actually just threw it away, but my old belt was so old that it was like curving. It looked like that. It wasn't a straight line anymore. It was like curved where all the belt loops were. Because I got it in like... I got it after I left high school, so in college. So it was really old, and I had used it for so long the leather was like deteriorating. Yeah. So oops. There were parts of it where it was only being held together by like the stitching of the leather, not the actual leather itself. So it was time. It was old. But like I said, the buckle still exists. The buckle's still in okay condition, so... Why dump it if you don't need it? The katana belt, it's actually quite a bit stiffer, the leather, because it's new compared to my old one, which has been broken and beaten. So it's almost katana leather. I'm sure you could whip somebody with it real good. They probably wouldn't think it felt good, but you know. Oh, the old one? No, the old one is like, oh, a katana shape? Kind of. It was more like lumpy, like it was like
Attention. Please handle relics
two
carefully.
W's next to each other.
In case of damage, your life will be forfeit.
Yeah, no joke, Mystics. So we used to march in the Memorial Day parades, our high school, and we didn't have any like good trumpet players one year, so I played taps on the tuba. Not even joking. I don't know how well it went over, but I was busy playing. Is this guy gonna die or what? How long have I been talking? I just want to see him get sick. Terrible thing to say. Oh, yeah, he just gets +4 psyche. Interesting. It's been 6 minutes, so. Oh, you play tuba too, Palm, or am I just the lone member of the tuba playing gang? No, I'm not gonna stab him. No, there's no. It doesn't tell me. Yeah, I guess. Survival 20. Jeez. Oh, you play euphonium. Oh, sick.
Attention. Please handle relics carefully.
All right. Well, goodbye. You enjoy your time. Used to. Yeah, I guess. If you want to be technical, I used to play tuba. I want to get back into it, but what bands are meeting right now? You know, like. I stopped when I moved out to
Administrative sector.
to this area. Long Island here. I'm just gonna go back to the emulator. I stopped because I was playing in like 4 bands. Because everyone fucking needs
Floor level
tubas.
-1. Lobby.
And so when I moved, I obviously wasn't playing in any bands because I didn't know any out here. And I was like, all right, I'll take a break for a while. And then, you're flat, no talent. I've come to learn that pretty much like most community bands always need people. So there's usually not that there's not competition, but you're usually not like, you know, if you're not doing well, they'll ask you to try better, but they're not like, get out of here, you suck, you know? There are bands that are like that for sure, but do these get replenished? Or did I just never search them? Oh, maybe they do get replenished. That would be weird if they got replenished, considering... What? In the evening, Magellan Station parking lot is under attack. Scurry ensues, and you realize that something is wrong. You decide to find out who's interrupting your peace and quiet. As you get closer, you see that several apparently hostile robo-kids are about to attack. You understand that a fight is inevitable. A fucking robo-kids? More like hobo. Got him. I was in the middle of reloading, too. Well, Elwood. Robo-Kid Handy Girl model. Robo-Kid Rascal model. Robo-Kid Rascal model. I feel like that's not a great name for a robot, but okay. No, this guy's a friendly. I think they're friendly too. Thinking of what to do. I've never seen that one before. And the game froze. Your mom would just stop making noise because you had a tiny apartment. Yeah. I never usually practice at home. If I'm going to be quite honest, I absolutely did not enjoy practicing by myself. I enjoyed practicing, like, you know, rehearsal. But, you know, the idea is that you learn the parts, your part at home, and you learn everyone else's at rehearsal. But I didn't like rehearsing by myself. Never ends, huh? I only have 15 minutes left to really do anything. It's mandatory for 2 years at school. Were you going for a music degree that required it, or? I know, like, I played tuba in high school, but I had to play in college as well, even though I was doing a recording major. Part of my major was mirroring the performance majors. Which kind of, in a way, kind of stank because, like, there's a lot of work I had to do for that. Excuse me. We knocked out a robot? Hold up. Oh, interesting. You guys all had to do it in high school. That's kind of... I think that's kind of cool. I mean, other people might disagree, but... That also would solve the issue of, like, because I played tuba, I didn't get to do other electives. Like, we had a shop elective I really fucking wanted to do, but I had to choose between tuba or shop. And it was like, all right, well, I already fucking play the tuba, like, you know. Music appreciation class that happened to be in the choir room. Teacher gave you a hard time about joining choir all the time. You know what? They always need people to sing. I couldn't join choir because I was in band. However, the chorus teacher wanted me to join the, not the jazz choir, but whatever group they had that was like, it was the vocal ensemble. It's like the small groups, the special groups, and it was like, cool, but I'm already in jazz band, which meets every other day at lunch. And this would meet the other days at lunch, which means I would never have a lunch. So I did it for a little while, but what's a shop elective? So stuff like a mechanical engineering class where you'd like 3D draft stuff or on, back then it was on paper, where you'd draw out stuff and then you'd make it on, in the machine shop. So it might be something stamped out of metal or something that's, made out of wood or you know, taking apart a small motor or something like that to repair it. all sorts of stuff. Yeah, we had it, but I wish... Why can't I shoot him with it? I wish I was able to take it. I mean, that shit's like right up my alley. Why can't I shoot him, dude? Oh, I don't have any ammo. It'd be nice if it said it like not... where I couldn't see.
Good old-fashioned fist fight.
You turn an aluminum rod on a lathe into a lightsaber hilt. I mean, if you drew it up, and you like, what the fuck? How did he teleport? And you like did the draft for it and did all that? Yeah, you probably could. 3D printers in the library. You got to pay a small fee to use them. That's not bad. I mean, at work we don't have any fees associated with using stuff like that, but a lot of places don't even have that even for paid. So it's cool that they have a place and a opportunity for you to do that at all. And it looks like it's hitting him, but it's not. I used to maintain some of the printers at work, you know, repairing them and all that. So I'm deeply familiar with at least the ones we have.
Well, here goes nothing. Now you're gonna
Oh, they're bleeding blue. Oh, that's kind of cool. Shotgun blast that knocks him back, except he knocked him back out of my zone of shooting. Technical term, zone of shooting. What, did he hit? Did he hit Sparrow? I don't know, like, I kind of wish I did that, and so I like taught myself all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have any real, I don't really have any formal training. Go back to high school and take the classes, yeah. I wish. In some ways, in other ways I don't. No, I'm not going to become a teacher. I think my dad wanted me to become a teacher, but I just, no, that's not me.
Karma stops typing and pushes back from the table. She looks at you in silent anticipation.
Let her know the camp has been unfortunately destroyed and the scientists are dead.
The white winces, but her reaction is no stronger than annoyance.
Jasper Greenberg is dead too. That's bad. He was a promising employee. Were you able to download the driver?
Answer no.
Karma gives you a bewildered look.
I was sure you were capable of basic deduction. There is a camp. There's a computer in the camp where the driver is being compiled. The driver data is being stored in group members' Kairos devices. Even if the communicators aren't charged, the scanner will extract the data from memory without difficulty. This logic chain is not very complex. Try to create one for yourself next time. It is a useful skill.
She says this without a hint of sarcasm.
See, I actually had tried to do that, so I must have messed it up somewhere. What's going on, Scum? You're just in
Russo
time
is
for the
comparing the readings with the data in her notebook.
last
Any news?
5 minutes,
We
unfortunately.
need to prepare this thing for the new trials as soon as possible.
Give her the transcriptor.
Russo carefully takes the device from your hands.
FOPs, you say? I see. They somehow sense the radiation of any active relic.
Sorry, I've got D&D in
Psychos.
5 minutes.
What do you expect?
Anomalous essence. Give her the anomalous essence.
Henrietta takes the container and holds it up to the light.
Audrey Melville. What's she like, I wonder? Is she folksy? Or does she play the tough leader? Or perhaps she's been forced into the leadership role but doesn't understand what's happening. I am simply thinking out loud. Please don't answer. I got lost in my thoughts.
Tell you solved the problem at Magellan.
Henrietta nods curtly.
Yes, I see. The current from the reactor is now powering the emulator systems as it should.
Alright. You found evidence of sabotage during the repairs on the power grid.
Russo examines the burnt fuse carefully.
I agree. This is definitely no accident. I thought Weyers was nothing but a pathetic drunk. But it turns out he's some kind of éminence grise.
What the hell is an eminence, Chris?
Éminence bleue. In all senses.
A lot of makerspaces out there. Pay to access machine shops that often include class offerings you need to work with, learn from. Yeah, I looked into some of those. There was one by my aunt that I went to go tour. I mean, unfortunately, my aunt lives like 2.5 hours away, so it's not like it's an easy entrance. So it really wouldn't be worth my money to join that one in particular. But Greece is just gray in French. Eminence gray or eminence blue. And yeah, there probably are some around here, but to be honest, a lot of that stuff I have access to at work. So I guess I could join for the classes, but the way I kind of do things is when I start a project, I just kind of research and do it on my own. You know what I mean? Like, I think it would be better if I had some formal training, but I've been okay-ish so far.
Henrietta drops the component in her pocket.
We don't have time for a good old-fashioned witch hunt. Do you mind if we keep this trump card up our sleeve for the time being? Eh bien, we will deal with Weyers as soon as we launch the emulator.
All right. Yeah, it could be. I mean, something like that is a little tough in college because, you know, the professor dragged every different direction. No jar. Every different direction, and they got all the students trying to tug at their sleeves. I kind of was thinking of seeing if I could get into one of the mechanical engineering classes, but I also don't really want to be taking classes at this point in my life. I don't know. Lots to think about, but anyway, I have D&D in like 2 minutes, so I'm going to head out. Thank you guys for coming to watch. I think the new camera is working out well. I almost clicked on my camera scene, which would be me really big on screen. And if there's one thing that I've noticed about this camera, it looks really nice, but it really it tells no lies. We'll put it that way. I think I looked a little bit better when the camera couldn't focus as nicely. But oh well, I'm getting out of here. So you guys have a good night. Hopefully we'll do either more of this or Red Dead or a new game tomorrow. Basically anything, maybe tomorrow. We'll see. You guys have a good one. These interaction reminder things get weird, so I know you guys are smart people. You do what you want. I'll catch you later.